All right, so next up we have question 4 about Joey and uniform acceleration. So this takes us back to the very beginning of what is his average velocity. So that's just going to be a nice change in distance over change in time, which is going to be 5/3, okay, which is what, 1.66 meters per second. What is his final velocity? So remember, this is going to be 1/2 v initial plus v final. Okay, so we're going to multiply both sides by 2. And v initial equals 0, starting from rest. Okay, so we just have to do, so this is going to be 10/3, or what's that going to be, 3.33 meters per second. Okay, what was his rate of acceleration? Okay. Okay, the real trick here is then which velocity are you using? Well, you want to do your final minus initial. Okay, and the same thing could be said for the time. So, and our time was still 3 seconds. Okay, which is 10/9 or 1.11 meters per second squared. Okay, so that one should be nice and straightforward, nice little break for you after a couple tough questions. All right, now we get to what should look like a Atwood machine here. We have a keyboard and a, what did I say this was? Laptop computer, okay? What is the potential energy of the keyboard? So we see PE equals mgh. Okay, and so that will be 11.76 joules. Okay, and then next up we see the what is the velocity of the keyboard as it hits the floor? So if there's no string here, this would be a very easy question. It'd be one like we saw earlier on the test. But this is the keyboard pulls the laptop. That's the key fact here. So now we have to do all the beginning energy equals all the final energy, which means we're going to have PE for 1. Okay, a lot of those are strung out here. The key fact is we have the initial one, that's this, that exists. It starts off at rest, and this one is not going to change the height. We could figure out this height and get both of those, or we could just call that 0. This hits the ground, right? So that is also going to be 0. So now all we have left is our PE1, which we already know. Okay, because they're tied together, the two velocities are going to be the same. Okay, so all we have to do is M2. Okay, So now we just need to add our two numbers together. Where were they? So I'm going to continue up here. Now I see why a lot of you used extra paper. Okay, so we had our 1/2. That equaled our 11.76 joules. Now I can plug in my numbers. Okay, and if we do all that right, we should get 2.07. Okay, so that's going to be that answer here. 0. Okay, and that takes us through the test. Okay, so we will have grade defense next Wednesday, and that will be our last chance to affect the semester grade, and we'll finish off from there. All right, I hope you all had a great semester, and I hope you keep up your science and your physics and communicating with me. Have a good day.